Last time on Cloudfall. With bellies full of mediocre hotel soup, the party planned their next moves together. The Blight has clearly taken root on Baxi, and they've infiltrated the top 10. Instead of beating them all to a pulp, the party has decided to join those among the social elite and compete to become the best in Baxi. Poppy's first move was getting her wagon in order and heading for the gardens with her party in tow, but Doran has something else he needs to do first. Just real quick. The five of you had just split up. The rest of the party headed towards the gardens, and I think that's what we'll settle into first. Like I said, the streets of Baxi are well equipped for wagon travel, so all of you are easily kind of plodding along in the rolling pin, now disguised as Cross My Hearth, a dark-themed bakery establishment.
Journey, are you pulling the wagon with me?
I am.
Okay, great.
Are you disguised? I don't remember.
I'm fully hooded.
Aaron catches up to the group and finds them.
Yeah, we're probably not moving that fast.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, do you guys need a hand?
I think
we're
we got
okay.
it. Do you like what Poppy's done with the place?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a little more my style, I would say.
I thought of you.
Thanks, Poppy.
All right, so game plan. I sell cakes, right?
Yes.
And interact with customers and kind of get a feel for what people are looking for, how I can be the best baker, right?
I still want to keep an eye out for Phenom. Doran had to run an errand that he was insistent upon, so he's doing that.
Is he not joining us then?
He will later, I think.
Okay.
So, he had to take care of something.
Okay. He'll be fine though, right? I mean, we have the bell.
Yeah.
Who else can we expect to see at the garden?
I'm hoping Cindy Buns is there.
Yes, your primary...
Poppy enemy number one.
Yes.
As you're all walking together and talking over the kind of game plan for the night, you notice how much Baxi really comes alive in the evening. And there's lamps glowing everywhere. Those hologram crystals are shining bright on the canvases, showing little clips, kind of the most famous clips of the day that came from that crystal. And watching intently, sure enough, you see the clip of Oscar come up on half these screens, just for a flash.
Mabel, you say your heart is down here. It's tied to Baxi now. Well, I'm down here too. I'm right here with you. And I'm always gonna be. Doesn't matter how high you go. Doesn't matter where your life takes you. I'm right here with you, Mabel.
But Oscar confessing his love, you kind of hear it echo through the streets of Baxi, and people are paying attention, but most of them are just half interested like they would for anything else. It seems nothing really impresses anyone here. And again, you guys are occasionally made the center of attention as buskers and groups of dancers kind of pass by you. There's a duo that just stops and sings at you, like right in your way for a couple minutes and doesn't let you move.
Every time a group of dancers or a busker comes by, Aaron as dancer, the tabaxi, is like wiggling their little cat butt around and dancing and having a good time and just like kind of enjoying the party vibes. I'm almost imagining like the French Quarter in New Orleans. So that's sort of the vibe I'm getting at night.
And it is alive. I mean, there's people like drinking and eating in the streets and just kind of like grouped off into little clusters. And, you know, Baxi is especially the urbs, it's a wealthy city and it's well-to-do. It's beautiful and well-maintained. And it seems that their lives are built for entertainment.
It's a real jellicle ball.
You guys take your jellicle balls to the gardens. And here, in the middle of the park, in the gardens, is a sizable plaza. You see circles of cobblestones ringed around a lush, twisting cherry tree at its center, and it's growing out of a fountain. You see 100 small, colorful birds are crowded around that fountain. They are perched in the branches of the tree or splashing in the water. And you can see tabaxi of all manner are seated on benches and watching the birds excitedly, just kind of like staring at them and then looking at each other and talking and then staring at the birds again, just with wide open eyes. You can feel a beautiful night breeze streaming between your fingertips as you walk, and there's a smell of delicious food in the air between the scent of flowering trees. There is kind of this park plaza here, and it seems that continuous circle of wagons that goes around the park has like circled the wagons here. You see 12 wagons all parked in a circle, and this is it. This is the happening spot.
Is there space for another cart?
Yeah, you have to kind of push your way in a little bit, but you find a spot for yourself.
Poppy, are you ready to move in?
I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Let's go, Journey. We have to kind of muscle our way in here.
Right, give me just 1 second, and I'm going to tuck myself behind the cart, and then I cast Disguise Self. And I'm just going to look like the dark-skinned human woman that I did when we were in Farewell. That's just my default go-to when I just want to not appear as Furbolg. And then I come back out and I help put the cart in place.
Okay. The two of you kind of force the cart in, like narrow in between a couple other carts. There's that Bulbul Tea cart that you saw earlier, and then one right next to it is called the Cream Screamer. And you guys find just a little narrow space in between.
Why?
Once you kind of work your way in there, the two next to you are kind of like, oh, all right, I guess you're here now. And they sort of, make room for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Poppy, just glancing around here, you can see that people are doing a lot of hard candies, pretzels, fried street food, and some of it's really incredible, stuff you have never seen. Some of the kiosks have signage saying that their recipes are straight from Saffron. And you can see a little drawing of a heavyset elf that says Master Choli approved.
We're rubbing shoulders with some greats here, I think.
Well, they are about to rub our shoulders, Poppy.
I sure hope so.
And at the same time, taking in the scene, Aaron, I need a perception check out of you.
Okay, let's do a new die. New die.
You have advantage, I'm sorry.
14.
Okay. Yeah, you every now and then are just looking over your shoulder for the blight, as is kind of your way of life. Has been for a while, but especially now. And you don't see anybody immediately. You do notice movement among some of the higher tree branches. And what your eyes settle on is a little black shadow with golden eyes. A cloud kip. Yowling in the distance.
It's in the cherry tree?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I can tell it's a cloud kip.
Yep. Big, fluffy tail, just like you had seen on Lore. Looking up in that tree, you can see there's like half a dozen of them.
Okay, Aaron's gonna go up to one of the tabaxi sitting on the benches watching the cherry tree and just say, hey, good evening.
Hello.
You smell lovely.
Oh, aren't you so sweet?
I noticed there are some cloud kips in the cherry tree.
Beautiful creatures, yes?
Yeah. Do they, are they like taken care of in these gardens? Do they belong to somebody?
Of course, honored guests. We do our best.
The cloud kips are honored guests.
Of course.
No one owns them though. They're not like owned by the person who owns the gardens or anything.
You see the heftier tabaxi on your left kind of chuckle. Says, nobody owns a cloud kip.
So they're just wild.
Of course, they're perhaps the most wild thing in the clouds. Except for me.
He's right. You can't own a cloud kip. They'll never stay with you. They are wont to float.
Oh, I see. Very good. What do you know what brings them to the cherry tree?
Perhaps the birds? Or some berries? Who knows? Maybe they just like being looked at from afar.
Berries. That's right. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. And Aaron just finds a spot to stand and stares at the tree, making little sounds like.
They just kind of shake their head at you like, what is she doing?
We lost Aaron.
That's kind of your first impression of the gardens. And we're back to Doran.
Oh, shit.
But Doran's not where we left him. Where are you, Doran?
He's on his 4th pot of coffee.
He's like, gonna go after the blight? Just one more cup of coffee.
Just gotta get my nerves up. Yeah. Doran finishes a second cup of coffee for sure.
Yeah.
And leaving the scratching post.
By Sunbeam.
And so still in disguise, I basically look like a blonde-haired cloud strife, essentially. Yeah. And I'm trying to hide the hot rod in my
John!
Baggy pants.
baggy pants. Yeah.
John, you were just like, I'm just going to hide it. It's right in here.
Just
Just
off to
tucking
the
it
side.
in.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, just
And-
do the old tuck.
Tuck your hot rod.
Good God.
And making my way over to the dive.
Okay. You walk by that familiar strip again, and you see some other bars you didn't notice before. There's one called Sofe. There's one called Midnight Oxygen, the Brass Saucer, Club Milk, After Party, Sal's, and then finally, you get to the dive.
Okay.
Blackened windows. There's kind of a smoky dungeon air coming out of it almost. You see somebody open the door and stare straight at you.
I lose my breath for a second, but then continuing walking, I grab my composure again, and I'm just going to stare back and walk straight up to the entrance.
He's just like mean mugging you. He just chose one eyeball and is just glaring at you.
I give a really quick smile and nod and try to walk in.
He gets kind of close to you and puts his hands up a little bit, like onto your shoulders, and then you hear him go, and he just starts throwing up. You see him, he's just wasted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of like slumps off of you onto the side of the building and falls over.
I pat him on the back, and then I walk in the rest of the way.
Okay.
What do I see walking in at first?
You had some time to work this up into some sort of nightmare in your mind, but it's pretty humble. You see a cramped bar strip with just a few booths in it, and then there's a more open area with a few tables towards the back, but there's also this sticky stink of burning drugs and unwashed floors.
Is there a clear, bartender or someone?
Yeah. I mean, it's still functions as a regular bar. You just know the kind of conversations that happen here.
Okay, I'm gonna walk straight up to the actual bar and lean in and look at the barkeep. Is it a tabaxi or?
This is a genasi, an air genasi, if you'd have to guess. Hey, you new in town?
Been here a day or so. Name's Doran Driscoll. I'd like to speak to the owner of this establishment. Is it Lyrian? Is that right? Because Diver's dead, so it's probably Lyrian now, right?
No, what are you doing? This is some James Bond shit.
I hate this. I'm frightened.
As soon as you said Doran, he stopped moving. He stopped cleaning the mug that he's obligated to clean. And then he sets it down on the bar, and he looks up at you and he goes, straight to the point. I can appreciate that.
Before anyone gets any funny ideas, I reach into my shirt and I pull out the hot rod, and then I just hold it at the table.
Every card on the table. What the?
You hear chairs being scooted back in a couple different places.
Everyone can just stay where they're at. Just here to speak to Lyrian.
Yeah, Lyrian's not in.
Okay.
Not gonna be.
Who's in charge here?
I run the place day to day.
But who's actually in charge?
Lyrian.
Okay.
He's a little too busy for this place right now. He's got a lot going on. What is it you want to have said, Driscoll?
I just have a couple questions.
I'm happy to answer them, and then you can leave and go home.
We'll see. First off, I happened to notice and hear that myself and Aaron were getting tailed around Backsea here.
Where'd you hear that?
It's easy to learn what the Blight is up to, let's be honest. And I know that we are to be killed on sight. That's inconvenient for myself and the rest of my party.
I'd imagine so.
I'd like to have that lifted.
Sorry, I'm a lowling. Not a lot I can do.
I'm going to take a second to look around and just see what else is happening in the bar here. You said chairs scooted. Is everyone kind of...
Yes, chairs have scooted. People are ready to stand up. Everyone stopped talking, but nobody is looking at you. Everyone's like looking out of the corner of their eye and just watching you.
Can I get a read if he was telling the truth about Lyrian being not here and nobody else here that would be in charge?
An insight check, yeah.
Okay. 19.
It definitely sounded like he's under orders to turn away anybody looking for the owner.
Okay. Well, that's a shame. Probably explains why you told me Lyrian's not here. There's got to be someone useful here. And I know you're probably under orders not to say they're here, but it'd be probably convenient for this establishment if I do get to speak with someone.
He looks at the bar and shakes his head and he goes, Kid, you are on borrowed time and you don't even know it. What the fuck are you doing in here?
I don't even know, really. All I know is I can blow this fucking shithole up at any point. So why don't you go get Lyrian or someone who can actually talk to me and say something useful?
You didn't notice everybody stand up, but they are. And then you hear a slow creaking door open. And you took Ganymede off, and that's why you didn't hear it on your way here. But you hear it now. And you didn't make a wisdom save, a charisma save, and an intelligence save.
No.
That's a lot of saves.
Can we flash back to the others? Can we come back to us? I'm so scared.
It's okay.
Then we just gotta vamp until
If we distract him, Doran will never
until Tim
die.
forgets about Doran.
So I got to make some rolls here.
This
Okay.
D&D
Separate rolls,
filibuster.
I'm not done with
sorry.
my time.
And a further thing.
I said the wrong stats. I need con, wisdom, and int.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to fail at least one of these. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure there's nothing. Yeah, no, there's nothing I can do about this. All right, first one,
Constitution?
10.
Nope.
All right, second one,
Wisdom?
wisdom, we got a 17.
Passed.
Okay. And third one was
Int.
int, 12.
Failed. Doran, you are sick to vomiting, and you can't stop rambling.
I know the Skyland's going to fall, and it's so important I figure out who hired the Blight to kill my brother.
Skyland. What do you mean Skyland fall?
The Skyland's going to fall just like the last one, and I didn't realize that I had to come here now because there's not many people that know, and I have to figure this out. So could you tell me who killed Nail? And I'm not really looking at anyone in particular. And then I'm going to grab like the mug the barkeep was drinking from, and I'm going to try to drink it, and then, just because I'm sick as well.
Yeah.
And then I set it down, and then I grab the hot rod, and I'm looking nervous.
As you put the mug back down, you turn to see who opened that door, and who made that noise, and who's got you so worked up. And you hear, "Is there a problem back here? Excuse me, sir."
And I'm looking for anyone that's still alive. Diver's dead, and I need to know who was after.
If you're gonna
Nail.
talk about my partner, we gotta talk in private. You understand me, boy?
I just feel so sick.
Can you turn it off? Whatever's doing this.
Clear out. Like within an instant, you feel this rush of people moving by you, and Doran, you're thinking, "This is it. I'm dead. Here it goes." And they all just walk past you out the door,
Okay.
and this place is empty.
Okay.
And it's you and Valor and Breeze.
Do I still feel sick and nauseous?
Yes, a little bit, but it's wearing off now.
Thank you. Whatever that was had me really worked up. Couldn't even think straight. I couldn't even think straight.
Calm down, boy. Give me your words. What do you got?
I'm here because I know the Blight is tailing me and Aaron, and we have bigger things we want to deal with. But I'm here for a selfish reason too. I need to know who hired the Blight to kill Nail.
He looks at you and he says, "Look at me." And we're back in the gardens.
Fuck!
So wait, is Lyrian supposed to be Ballerin?
Yes.
Okay.
Same person.
Same person, and he's making the noise that makes you sick, right?
Yes.
Fuck!
Which he didn't hear. Got
Because
it.
he needed to dual wield fireballs.
Yep.
Hubris.
Fuck.
All right. Poppy, what's the strategy here?
Well, I'm going to put my open sign up.
Ah.
Bold
Excellent.
strategy.
Yeah.
That's some guerrilla marketing
Yeah.
schemes we got.
All right. You put up your open sign, and like always, you expect people to just line up and be there, and it doesn't happen. People are just walking right on by.
Aren't they supposed to come here and buy the
Yeah,
treats now?
That's kind of how it usually works. What are the other carts doing?
Really good. They're doing really good in business. You see next to you, you got Bubble Tea and Cream Screamer. And then next to those, you see Cindy Bun's establishment. It's called Purr Baked.
That's cute. That's real cute.
Yeah.
That's good. Shit.
And then finally, you see the most incredible looking cart here is called Scrumdiddly Sweets. It looks like a palace made of candy all stacked together, and you realize it's elegant glasswork and sculptures that are illuminated from the inside to look like this candy palace.
Cute. So I'm just not flashy enough.
Could be it. You also notice they have all of their foods kind of advertised on big flashy signs, and there seems to be a format here. What you notice right away is everyone is advertising magical effects. You see at Scrumdiddly Sweets, you can get Vox Mockmellows, and they change your voice to a random, sultry, attractive voice. You see Adventure Scones, and they make your voice echo twice. You can see Brood Scales of Magic. They make you scaly and horny, and you see Dimension Honey that actually lets you look into other dimensions.
Oh my god.
I need all of these foods.
We just gotta figure out how to get these other fuckers to come to our booth.
Okay, so I've never large scale imbued anything. I don't even know if I can do it after it's been baked.
Aaron is going to come wandering back from the cloud kip tree and sort of sees the other carts with all their dazzling signage and everything going on, and no one at Poppy's cart. And Aaron walks up to Poppy's cart and says, "Hey, something that these tabaxi might like is to give away some free samples. I know when I didn't have any money,
Just
I would
go to the market on Sunday.
Yeah, and you get some free samples, and then they can remember your substance."
Are we inviting them to steal from our cart?
No. It's like sampling the wares. Like when we did that heist. And I went door to door with cookies to
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's
and
like
then,
that.
And then you killed them.
I didn't kill anybody.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever done that before.
That was me.
Right, Journey, yes.
I don't know
And
if
then
I
Journey kills them.
can. Yes. Let's try not to.
I'm not going to be killing anyone today, I don't think.
Okay.
Do you think as this the major image is being maintained, I can shift a little bit of it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, because I'd like to put up a sign.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool.
And I will advertise the coffin cakes.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath it will say, "So delicious you think you've died."
Okay, yeah. You get a little semblance of what Phenom must have been feeling, when he was rapidly changing your cart. And for a second, you kind of feel like God, because you can make anything true right now with that illusion.
The power.
You're just kind of refining the design on that sign with a lot of alliteration and rhyme.
I'll make it light up a little bit too, like be flashy.
Yeah, oh, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like the little like marquee like lights all around it kind of thing. Yeah.
But I want it like blood red.
Oh, great. Yeah, okay.
I'll put out some of the coffin cakes and say free samples. I promise you these are the most delicious treats you'll ever have.
And that does get some attention. You see people interested in the offer of free, being that everything in Backseat tries to squeeze you for just a little bit of coin. They see the sign that you just made, and one of them goes, "That's a little macabre." And the other one goes, "I think it's macabre." And then,
Oh, you won't actually die. It's just like heavenly or hellish, if you like that more.
they look at your coffin cakes and see them all kind of lined up on the tray there. And then they look over at the Cream Screamer, and you see somebody holding this cone of ice cream. The ice cream itself is literally rapidly changing colors with a special gradient. It's covered with these sprinkles that are literally illuminating it and giving off light. And it's almost got this like sparkler effect where it's shedding sparks at the same time. And then they look back at your coffin cakes, and a lot of them are a little bit lopsided or kind of strangely baked. But
Rude.
that's the aesthetic. And they can't pass up free. They take one bite, and they kind of look around at the park, and then all of a sudden you see both of them turn around and stare at you, Poppy.
Are they good? I
These don't look like much, but oh my God. This is the best thing I've ever had.
thank you. I know.
You see somebody at the Cream Screamer, working the counter, just kind of like lean out and look at your cart for a sec.
The fun thing is if you cut them open, they look like they're bleeding.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing special, but holy God, this probably tastes better than anything. You see him kind of walk up to a stranger, and he goes, "Murder, murder?" And the stranger's just like, "What do you want?" And kind of walks away.
I think the free samples have worked.
I think so. Try it, you'll like it. I'm not great at this.
I'm gonna go up to the counter and, Poppy, do you want me to take some of these free samples around?
Oh, that would be great.
I put my hood even further down, and I'm like, I kind of fit in with the theme.
Awesome. And tell them to come to me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take like a tray of like small samples.
Yeah.
And just walk around and walk up behind people and go, try it, you'll like it.
What are you buying? What are you selling?
Make a stealth check.
Oh.
18.
Oh my God. Yeah, the first person you walk up to is like eating a Cream Screamer, and you're just like, "Excuse me," and you're like, and they shove it into their own face, and they're looking at you with just ice cream all over their face, and you go, "What?"
Try it, you like it.
Are you still wearing like your hood and everything too? Yes. That's so
They take the coffin cake sample, and they move it the 2 inches to their mouth that you're holding it away from them, and they just kind of like swallow as if they're being quizzed, and they go, "Yeah, it's good. Oh, holy shit, that's good. Where are these from?"
Cross my hearth.
Head on over to Cross My Hearth.
Yeah, and they start heading off that direction.
I just keep doing that over and over again, walking up behind people and going, try it, you like it.
Yeah. You pass by Purbaked, and you see a reddish colored tabaxi with green eyes and short fur. A pretty petite, small tabaxi as well. Catches you walking by, and she goes, "Excuse me, hi.
Oh, hi.
Can I try one of those?"
Absolutely. Try it, you like it.
Yeah, sounds good. She eats it. She's doing it different, though. She, like, takes one little nibble of it, and then she licks the compote inside, and she goes, Okay. And so this was from the wagon right there?
Right, Cross My Hearth.
Cross my heart. Very clever. Okay. Anyway, it's great to meet you. My name's Cindy Buns. I run this place right here, and, I don't remember you guys getting a license to sell. I keep a close eye on the ledgers.
Well, this is a free sample, so I'm not selling anything.
Ooh, snap.
But it was nice to meet you. I gotta pass these out, so I'll see you
Okay.
around.
Yeah, really nice to meet you. super great to have new faces around.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, it's real good.
It's
Yeah,
really brilliant. Okay.
I like your cart, and oh, you smell wonderful.
Thank you. And she's just like glaring at you as you walk away.
I give one last cheerful wave and then go up to another person and go, try it, you like it.
Beautiful.
You know who would love these cakes? Doran.
Yeah.
If you need a transition.
Perfect. God, I fucking love when you guys do that. Doran. Lyrian Hale, otherwise known as Mr. B. Ballerin Breeze. Lyrian's staring at you from just a couple feet away. You guys are seated next to each other at the long bar here. You had just asked him who hired the assassins to take out your brother, as you put it. He looks at you and he says, "Nobody. If you were looking for the terminus of your investigation, you found him."
You did it.
I'm enough of a man to admit when I made a mistake.
Oh, well, no hard feelings then.
Yeah, cool.
Doran, make a perception check.
13.
Would have been a lot better if you had Ganymede with you.
Oh, John!
He says,
We killed the wrong boy.
make a dexterity check.
Dexterity check. Dexterity check. Ooh, okay. 24.
Tim really wanted to kill you.
You did not notice the familiar sound of bismite forming into a weapon.
Okay.
You see a long silvery spear that Lyrian had formed behind him while he was talking to you. He jerks his body out of the way and it comes straight for you. And you just cock your head to the side, right past you, into the wall. And then you hear that same noise, this as it turns back into a liquid and races back towards Lyrian. What do you do?
How fucking dare you! And I am going to cast Fireball.
Okay. Yes!
All right. So, yeah, I'm going to try to target in the back of the room.
Yep.
Knowing full well it'll probably still hit me, but yeah. Fireball.
Yeah.
Using the hot rod first.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be a save against, I don't know if it's my spell casting.
This would be yours. Yep.
Okay. So my spell casting modifier.
Spell costume.
16.
DC 16?
Yeah.
He fails it.
Sweet. Okay.
Jesus.
All
That's
right.
full damage on 86.
All right. Sweet.
Just kill the competition before we have to race.
Yeah.
11, 14, 17. So that's 35 fire damage for the first one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
First one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fireball hits the back of the room. It kind of clatters up against that door that is slowly swinging back the whole time that you guys were talking. And when it does, you just see the fire roll back into this room. And you see it kind of like consume the bar towards you. And then you're just smiling as it consumes Lyrian. And then you just let it consume you too.
Okay.
Lyrian takes full damage. You take half as you are farther out of the blast, halved again by your resistance to fire.
Sweet. Okay. So 35 halved would be 17.
Yeah, we'll call that 17.
And then halved again would be 8. Okay. So I take 8 damage. All right.
You know who else uses fire? Poppy when she's baking.
That's interesting.
Nice try, yeah.
I'm filibustering.
Okay.
I'm reclaiming my time.
Is it initiative time or what's
Not a lot of reason for it. You guys have established an order here.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm smiling at him, and then I take a couple steps back.
Lyrian's standing among the flames, and you see that spear reform in his hand. He goes,
You don't want to do this. I could give a shit about this bar. I could give a shit about this Skyland.
Makes me feel good.
I'm glad you got it out of your system. Now you listen here. You pose a problem for me and mine. It's nothing personal, kid. You're just an obstacle. So is she.
you got a big problem. You killed a big part of me already, and all that's left is trying to kill you now. With the blast, you said the windows were kind of boarded up and stuff.
Yeah.
Did anything kind of bust loose?
Yeah, I would say with the pressure of that blast, there's no way they didn't just get blown out, the windows.
Okay.
Yeah, it's open air. And some people are kind of concerned. The building is on fire. People are looking into this building. I mean, it's just burning behind Balaran, but neither of you really care that you're in a burning building together because on a larger scale, you're in a burning building together.
This isn't what I thought I came here for, Balaran, but I want you to know that Brass are looking closer at this place, and I think you got your work cut out for yourself. And I'm going to Misty Step out through one of the windows.
As soon as you land outside, you hear a rush of footsteps moving near you. Thinking it's the Blight, you look up and see a column of brass pouring into this tavern. And the last word you hear is, "Fucking coward!"
I'm going to run towards the gardens. I'm going to try to drop disguise as well.
Okay.
And just become Doran again. Kind of rub out the stuff in my hair and whatever, yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of thrash at your hair and all the locks, kind of come undone, so it's just sort of down in your face again. You peel off the unfamiliar clothes that had been on you, and you're a little more yourself, kind of moving through the city here with your cloak wrapped around you.
Okay, just running towards the garden.
Yeah. Back at the gardens.
Fuck.
Things are going well. Journey's sales are up, or her free sample giving, and her quick legal work.
I'm glad these cakes are starting to sell. I was very worried.
Poppy, the people are starting to come to you. Your guerrilla tactics here with Journey out on the streets is working.
Being a creeper.
Welcome.
People are starting to line up, and they are paying customers who are looking to buy.
Step right up.
They happily exchange money, and you're before 5 minutes is up, you are out of stock.
Oh, thank you for. I seem to be out now.
Poppy, you can just shut the window.
Oh, thank you. I'll be back tomorrow.
Hi, just one more customer. Well,
Oh, I don't have any more.
no, that's fine. Not really a customer, I suppose. I just wanted to say hi and welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Who are you?
Hi. Sorry, my name is Cindy Buns. I run Perbaked. It's just a little shop over there.
I have heard of you.
Really?
Yes.
That flatters me to no end. You would not believe.
You smell lovely.
Oh, such manners as well. Incredible. I've never really met many mainlanders, and usually they're pretty rude and stupid, so.
Well, I try to learn about the cultures that I visit.
Uh-huh.
My name is Dahlia.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Cindy. So listen, I don't want to spill the milk saucer, but do you have a license to sell here? I'm so sorry.
Oh, I pull out my merchant's license from the mainland.
Yeah.
I'm registered as a business.
Uh-huh.
I have
Yeah.
food licensing.
What's a LLK?
Anyway, so things are a little different here in the Skylands, and it's totally understandable that you wouldn't know any of that, but you do have to register with the local Merchants Guild in order to sell here.
Oh my goodness, I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Where would I find them?
So you'd have to wait until tomorrow, or it might actually be next week. Or actually, I thought they had closed recently, so for renovations, it might be a month before you'd be able to register. And
So the building is closed for renovations,
Yeah,
but
I
the
heard-
people would still exist.
maybe, I'm not sure though. Anyway, I just think maybe you should stop.
Right. Well, my friend Phenom will hear about this.
Oh, I see. Well, Phenom, you have a great night.
Thank you. You as well. It was
Great.
lovely to meet you.
Oh, it was so good to meet you. Bitch, okay.
What was that?
What's that?
Oh, what?
So nice to meet you.
Oh, yes.
Nice to beat you.
She kind of storms off, and Poppy, you're watching her contentedly as she's just angrily marching away from you. And
Steps.
I slammed the shutter down.
yeah, okay. Closed for business.
Yes.
Guy's cleaning some dishes. What was that about, Poppy?
Oh, well, you know.
Another satisfied customer.
I wouldn't say satisfied.
What?
That was Cindy Buns.
Cindy Buns.
She does not seem to like that I'm here.
Does this make you the best in Baxi?
I think it might be a good sign, right? But we do have a problem. If I continue to sell, I might need a license to sell.
A license?
Yeah, but we did make really, really good impression, I think, already.
The people seem to be clamoring for these cakes.
Yeah. See, it pays to just have a really good quality product, even if it doesn't look flashy or anything.
I think every single person that got one of your samples came right on over here for more.
Success.
Doran, as you're on your way back to the gardens, you're sort of near the entrance to the gardens. It's a long ramp that takes you down this lamp-lit walkway here, and it's beautiful. And even in your heightened state, with everything that had just happened, it's hard not to let the beauty of the Skylands just occasionally overwhelm you. Looking over this vista of the beautiful gardens, and you can smell the food cooking there and the night upon you that would be just really charming under any other circumstance. You feel a tap on your shoulder.
I slow down and suddenly become very conscious in an instant of how anxious and high-strung I appear in this setting. So I try to give a calm demeanor and then turn around.
My friend, hello, it's Bobka.
Bobka.
Kind of gesturing towards himself. We met earlier today.
Could not forget you. How's my lute treating you?
A beautiful sound, a well taken care of. He looks at it again. Well loved. But beautiful nonetheless. Walk with me.
I was just heading to my friend's wagon.
May I walk with you?
Of course, yeah.
It takes a long time to start talking again, and he's just walking alongside you, kind of enjoying the night breeze.
I'm thinking to myself, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, breathe out. Trying to calm myself down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For just a second, he takes his hand up to his eye patch and he lifts it a little bit and he looks at you and lifts it back down and he says, "What has you anxious, my friend?"
Babka, I do trust you.
You should not.
I know. But I've been pretty reckless tonight already. This could hardly be the worst thing I've done.
It's called the sunk cost fallacy, but continue.
I just met the man that killed my brother.
I see. That's...
I think you should know that much of the roaches that have encroached upon this Skyland may be looking for me, and by you walking with me, you could be in danger as well, and I want you to be aware of that before we go any further.
Doran, you have made me confident in my own judgment. Thank you.
Okay.
Doran, when we made a deal earlier today, you made me a promise that at some point I would be able to cash in a favor of you of my own description and severity.
Yes, yep.
Doran.
Stop walking? Yeah.
Take me with you.
Take you with?
Doran, long have I been on Baxi, but I cannot stay here any longer. I must leave this place. And my favor to you, my friend, as a traveler of the Skylands, I ask you, take me with you.
I mean, yeah,
You promised.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's just strange because I just told you, a bunch of people are trying to kill me, and you're like, I want to tag along. You got to give me, I mean, of course yes, you can come with, but why? Why would you want to join us?
Because I feel we have, perhaps common allies, perhaps common enemies.
Right. Yes. Do you want me to hold off on talking to the rest of the group about this first?
No. We keep this above board, as they say.
Okay.
You do what you must.
Okay.
but perhaps we should get a bite to eat, you and I. And he kind of gestures to the corral of wagons here that are all lined up. And some of you might notice Doran in that moment, approaching the circle of wagons here, but something else catches your attention. Doran, you notice this from your perspective, and everybody else in the group here notices it from theirs as well. Even Poppy and Guy can see through a little glass window in the rolling pin. You see a huge tabaxi that is on a chain with a collar around its neck, being kind of led through the streets here. Just a really muscular-looking tabaxi with kind of close-shaved fur in some places. And there's a few handlers that like literally are holding this chain, trying to keep him like contained. The crowd is moving away to make room for this thing coming through. And then all of a sudden, the tabaxi just breaks off of the chain and like shatters it. And you hear it clatter to the ground and gives this and just stares around the crowd here. And everybody kind of backs up with this, oh. And Doran, you hear, here we go. You see the giant tabaxi kind of look at the crowd on his left and goes, and they all kind of, like scare back, and then looks at the crowd on his right and same thing, and they all scare back. And then you notice sudden coordination. You realize this group, this large tabaxi and this group of handlers, they've all positioned themselves standing in a triangle formation, a group of tabaxi and genasi dressed in extreme fashion that you barely understand. And then you hear 4 quick rhythmic taps. And they explode into dance.
It's a flash mob.
And they're dancing with absolute conviction, huge smiles on their faces that shift into furious frowns, and they're aggressively jerking and twisting, all in flawless synchronicity. And you hear this storm of words pour from the shortest dancer, this small, sly, gray tabaxi, just spitting fire like you've never heard. And you don't understand a word of it, any of you, because it's all spoken in tabaxi. Just this rapid, kind of almost like purring growling that's falling out of his mouth. And after he gets the final verse out, the whole group switches to common all of a sudden. And they all go, Baxi's back, all right. You see a bunch of young tabaxi onlookers go, it's the Baxi Boys!
Oh my God!
You see 2 of the, there's a couple extra tabaxi on either side flanking this group, and they're just bobbing their heads. And you see up on their shoulders are these giant echo bells that are just projecting music out into the plaza here. And you see these genasi in the group. There's 1 fire genasi, 1 water genasi. They kind of take their own solo moment, walking towards each other. They look like they're about to fight, kind of putting up their fists, and then they grab each other behind the neck, and they start pulling each other in close and close. And then they just pull away from each other super abruptly. And they just start twerking and jiving and dancing.
Oh my God.
And then they move back into formation, and then they jerk and pull their arms back hard like they're breaking through glass, and a dancer comes busting through the middle of all of them. You see the onlookers here are all whipping out Venus crystals and trying to record as much of this as they can. And then you see a lot of the younger ones immediately trying to imitate all of the dance moves that these people are doing. And then from farther behind you, you hear screams. Real screams. You see a gout of flame, and you see people starting to run. You hear the whistle of an arrow moving through the air, and then you hear this strange, snarling howl. And right in the center of the plaza, into the water, splashes this dark, shadowy figure with jagged claws. It whips its head around looking for something. It's hungry for something, and it's here. You've seen this before. It's another one of those shadow creatures, something that's been turned into one of these. And when it looks down at your party, you see the unmistakable face of Harley Brumlumlum.
No!
Transformed. And I think that's where we'll end it.
Oh my God, Harley! I literally was like, I hope she's gonna be okay. No.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. I'm Tim, your GM.
I'm Hannah playing Aaron.
I'm Tara, and I'm Journey, and I'm terrified.
I'm Thomas. I am Guy.
I'm John. I play Doran.
I'm Maggie, and I'm Dahlia Maytag.
Share the show with people you love, and we'll see you next time.